All right, new YouTube series, take one. Hi everybody, it's been a minute. By a minute, it possibly could be 5 years. I'm not quite sure, but I'm back and I'm so excited to be here. So if you're new, hello, welcome. My name is Nikki DeRoost and I used to be on YouTube all the time. It's kind of where I got my start and I love it. And then all of a sudden people wanted to make videos that were like 30 seconds long. And it was a sad moment for me because I love long form. I love connecting with you guys and I love teaching and educating. So we're back. And I just want to quickly catch up, fill you in on what's been going on since we last spoke. And there's quite a bit. So a lot has changed since I've been on here. Let's see. I'm a mother now. Yay! I have a 4-month-old son named Jude. I'm a wife. I'm wifed up. I have a husband named Kurt Narmore, and I am a brand founder. And I have a brand called Ciele Cosmetics. So I co-founded this brand back in 2020, but really the brand launched in 2023. So it's 2 years old and it's almost our 2-year anniversary actually. So I want to share a little bit about all of these updates and let's get started with kind of updating you about my brand. So this is my firstborn, Ciele Cosmetics. Well, technically this would be my secondborn because I had Rowan Beauty before, Ciele Cosmetics would be second, and then Jude Narmore is third. But you know, those are just small details. So this is Ciele, and I have so many products now that I want to tell you guys all about, but I want to tell you a little bit about how this came about. So back in 2020, when we were all sitting around doing nothing, I had just walked away from my previous brand called Rowan Beauty, and we won't go into details there. It was a sad time in my life, but there was a big bounce back that happened. And that was just all of the encouraging words from everybody telling me, we can't wait to see what you do next. And, you know, essentially just a lot of cheerleading into wanting to see what was going to happen. And, you know, I took a beat. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to start a new line. So there were a lot of twists and turns as I was working on Ciele. A lot of products that didn't quite end up working. We had some production failures, but when I was just kind of pondering one day, I was actually putting on my makeup and I was like, I had a lot of sunspots and old acne scars on my cheeks. And I was like, why is there not any blushes with high levels of SPF? Because that is what I need. I already wear SPF, but I want more. And then the light bulb went on and I was like, that's what I have to do. So Ciele essentially is a SPF high performance color cosmetic line that is also safe for people that are acne prone. So those were all the things that I was dealing with. Acne was a big one, sunspots, anti-aging, all the things into a bottle, but it also had to perform for everyday life, AKA my life, which is doing makeup on the red carpet. So it was a tall order and it took me a while to find the right people to manufacture what is now a lot of our products. So I actually started with the blush right here. I actually started with the blush. This was the first formula that I made for Ciele. And this is a mineral SPF. It's an SPF 50 liquid blush. So it's really beautiful. This shade is a newer shade I just made called Berry. And we have, you know, really pigmented, brighter shades. We have more nude, neutral shades like Kersey and Beati are some of our top selling more neutral shades. And this is just, it's fantastic. So the idea behind Ciele is that more is more. We're not replacing your daily SPF, but we're adding to it, right? Because nobody ever wears enough sunscreen. It's just impossible truly to get that amount that's recommended, which is like 3 fingers full or half a teaspoon. It's a lot of product. So if you're layering more with your makeup, you're gonna get the right level of SPF. Also, if you're touching up your makeup throughout the day with products that have SPF, you're also topping it up. So that's how Ciele came about. I also, through the years, had quite the journey with acne, and I couldn't figure out why I kept getting breakouts because I was taking care of my skin, I was using good products, I was going to see my esthetician really every 2 or 3 weeks, but I continued to have breakouts. And what I found is that for me, there are certain ingredients that clog my pores. So when you hear the term non-comedogenic or non-pore clogging, that's what it's referring to. And if you're not acne prone, you actually really don't have to worry about that. But if you are, these specific ingredients could cause a breakout. So once I learned that concept and experienced it for myself in my own acne journey, it was life-changing. So I started to use makeup products that had no pore cloggers in the ingredient list, and my skin changed literally within 4 weeks. I couldn't believe it. I kept waking up every day thinking that I was going to get a breakout, and it never happened because I took away the products that were clogging my pores. So when working on my formulas, I took a list that I got from dermatologists and estheticians that are kind of the well-known pore clogging ingredients, and made sure that none of those ingredients were formulated into my formulas. It just makes it such a great place for people that are worried about wearing makeup because they have acne to know that they can use this and this isn't going to cause a flare-up. So a little bit more about the tinted serum. This is our hero product. Once you try this, you won't turn back. Everyone is obsessed with this product, and it's really special. So this is a tinted serum. It is SPF 50, and it just kind of is a formula that you get a medium coverage. So you actually do get coverage with this product. It's a natural finish, but there's a touch of radiance to it that just makes your skin look really fresh, really healthy, but also not wet. So you're not going to slip around with this product. You're not going to get crazy oxidation that you get with a lot of other SPF products. It's this good, you guys. Like look at this. And I formulated it to be super easy to use. So me at home, it's going onto my fingertips. I'm putting it on with my fingers and I'm out the door. I don't want to fuss with brushes. I have a sponge to blend if I need it, but really I wanted something that is as easy to put on with your fingers and you get this really polished result. So that's our tinted serum, 13 shades, made it that way on purpose so that you could get your shade, but I made it flexible, right? So you're not overthinking it. It's not getting too overwhelming with picking your shade. And I kept the tones basically neutral for how much depth you have in your skin. So, you know, it's kind of like hair color. There's an underlying tone depending on the level of your hair color. Same thing applies with the way that I created these tinted serums. So one other note on the tinted serum, packaging is always a hot topic. I wanted to create something obviously stunning that looks great on your vanity, which I think it does. And this is made with glass, so you can recycle it. I put a cap on, so it's great for traveling, so you don't leak when you're traveling. And then I did a dropper. So sometimes there's questions on why did I choose a dropper? And really, when you're formulating, you have to think about the packaging when you're making the product, right? So they go hand in hand. So the formula has to play well with the packaging. And I tested this 2 different ways. I actually tested this with a pump and I tested it with a dropper. What I found for this formula is that a pump was way too messy. So when you would pump it out, it would leak down the side or it wasn't getting out of the pump properly. This really was made to play really well with a dropper. And if it was supposed to be a pump, I would have done a pump, but it's not supposed to be. So that's kind of how the dropper came about, and I love it. So we also have our Sculpt and Protect. This is an SPF 30, and this is a hybrid, I would say, of a bronzer and a contour. It's not quite as warm as a bronzer, but it's not as cool as a contour. It lives in the middle. That's why I call it Sculpt. So It gives you the dimension that you want in your face. I like to use it on my eyes as well for a quick swipe of an eyeshadow. And the diameter of the stick is more narrow, just so it's easier to kind of get in the areas that you want to add some sculpt and definition and warmth to the skin. This comes in 4 shades. I just swiped the shade called medium, and it just, again, I wanted to make it easy for you guys. So this blends out really, really easily. You can use a brush, you can use your fingers, you can use a sponge, but it's an iconic product. It's super easy to use and I love it. All right, so I also made glow products. These are called Glow and Protect. Obviously, if you follow my artistry, you know that I'm known for glow and I love glow. So I wanted to make my own version of highlighters. Now, what's special about these? 1, they're super easy to use. 2, the most important part is that they have SPF 50. How amazing is that? So you can add glow to your skin. There's 3 shades. There's Penny, Piper in the center, and Church on this side. And they're just standalone, amazing highlighters. They have a nice dry down to them. They're really great to play with other products. So you can wear them just by themselves. And you can see how they just blend out like a dream. Or you can also mix them in with your blush, which I love to do, making kind of my own version of a glow blush. So I have my blush there, mixing it in with the highlighter. Look how pretty that is. So they're just really easy to use. You can also mix it in with your tinted serum, or for those no makeup days, it's just really pretty to put on to the skin. So if you're catching the trend of what's happening with everything that I've made, it's like everything that you're going to want for your complexion, right? So I like to call it the complexion wardrobe, and it's just all the steps you need to have your best complexion every single day. So we couldn't not have a concealer, right? And here we are, my gorgeous concealer. What shade is this one? This is 5N. So this was a labor of love. I actually formulated this in Korea. So I worked with an incredible chemist in Korea, actually one that's made some of the most popular foundations on the market. And we worked tirelessly until we got the formula that it is today. So what's unique about this formula is that I made it with, I guess, myself in mind and people that suffer from spots. Whether those spots are sunspots, acne, melasma, whatever it may be. When I think about using concealer, I think about covering up and concealing. So I really wanted to get that amount of pigment payoff in this concealer. So this is a medium to full coverage and it's a natural finish. So really creamy, really smooth, but this is going to dry down so that you actually get the coverage on your spots, on your discoloration, on your under eyes, wherever you need it. You're going to get it with this product. And I also formulated it with SPF 50. It's a mineral SPF and tranexamic acid. So tranexamic acid is an ingredient that you use in skincare a lot to help brighten. It's going to brighten discoloration. It's going to brighten sunspots over time. So I wanted to add in an active. So while you're protecting, let's say you just have an active blemish, you're getting the SPF, so you're not going to get the scar. You're getting the tranexamic acid, which is going to help brighten it. And over time, it's just going to improve your skin. And I'm really, really proud of this formula. It's got an amazing dry down. I mean, look at, where'd my vein go? Look at that. It just smooths everything out, but it doesn't slip around, because I think a lot of concealers on the market right now are really serumy, really slippy, but they don't, and they stretch, but they don't actually cover up. And I wanted something that was going to cover up the spots. What's also really exciting about this concealer is that it comes in 20 shades. This one's brand new. This is brand spanking new. Again, something that when I started dreaming up the products that I wanted to create for Ciele, this was one that I felt like hadn't been done yet. And also it took me a while to find the right chemist that would do it. So I ended up formulating this in Korea. This is a hybrid formula, and this is a pressed blush with SPF 45. So if you know Korean formulas, especially with powders, they're just so beautiful, so velvety and smooth and blurring. And this is also talc free. So clean, acne safe. It has this blurring technology, and it's just such a winner. 7 shades. And what I love about this is beautiful just on its own, right? Like I have it on today, actually. This is the shade here. This is called Chill. But it's also amazing if you wear a liquid blush and you want to top up your blush with a powder, right? So instead of setting it with a loose powder that's skin tone or translucent, set it with a powder blush that's going to pop that pigment a little bit more, smooth out your pores. And by the way, when you're touching up your makeup, you're adding extra layers of SPF 45. And the packaging is just to die for. So chic. So very excited for you guys to try this. This is my latest innovation and it's incredible. All right, lastly, my bronzing drops. So this is the Bronze and Protect. This is an SPF 50. I mean, applause for the packaging alone. This is one of my favorite packagings that I made. It's just so chic. Glass. And I made these in 2 shades, 1 and 2. This is concentrate number 1. It's called concentrate because it's concentrated, okay? So this is not made to just slather all over your face. This is made as a mixing tool or as a liquid bronzer. So this works really well with my tinted serum. I like in the summer, I wear shade 3 year round, but in the summer, I add 2 drops of this into my shade 3 and it gives me a little bit more color. That's what I have on today. It also plays really well on the body. If you're going to use this on the body, I like to use it with more of a gel base moisturizer so that it dries down really well, or you can use it kind of with a milky formula and it's just super pretty. But when you're in a pinch and you need color, look no further than this. And then you're also getting the SPF 50. So it's a must. Okay, last but certainly not least is my Filter and Protect. So this is a finishing powder. It's SPF 30. This is a mineral SPF. Comes in this very cool, chic packaging. Of course, I had to make a beautiful Ciele sponge. And then this is a brand new one. So you pull this off, it's like a little trampoline. So it doesn't have the big holes. It's a little sifty trampoline that you can use. And this comes in 3 shades. What you need to know about this powder, I called it Filter and Protect because it literally makes your skin look like you put a filter on. It's crazy. And I generally am not a big powder girl. So I guess I just had to make my own powder because this I can't live without. It just makes your skin look so beautiful. So you can use this in a couple different ways. One is just smoothing out the pores and, you know, kind of taking the shine away from your T-zone. Another great way to use this is as an SPF, right? This is SPF 30. So again, use it as a touch-up throughout the day and you're getting extra sun protection. But this is a really special powder. You guys, I have made so many products. I did forget one, my Prime and Protect SPF 30. I can't believe I forgot this. This is such a star. I had to get it from my makeup bag back in my bathroom. So this is Prime and Protect SPF 30. This is also a mineral SPF primer, okay? So this is just the slight peachy tone to it is not to shade your skin. My husband actually wears this. It's great for men, but it's just to help kind of combat any sort of white cast. So this is a makeup primer. It's a hybrid, so it's silicone and water-based, which means that it plays really well with any foundations or concealers. There will be no pilling with this product. It's going to just give your skin a little bit of hydration. It's going to blur your pores, and it has a little bit of grip to it. So it's also going to help make your makeup adhere and stay. It's really, really amazing. Like I said, it's beautiful on its own. This is great to wear underneath concealer, or Kurt likes to wear it every day as his daily SPF. Kind of, you know, there's a lot of different ways that you can use it, but it is just chef's kiss, amazing formula. Okay, so on to the really, really fun stuff. I am a mom now. So I have a 4.5-month-old son, 16 weeks. His name is Jude John Narmore. John is my dad's name. If you know my dad, he's a legend. And yeah, it's been so incredible. I love being a mother. I'm just obsessed with him. For me, it's everything that anyone has ever told me about becoming a mom. I mean, you can't imagine the amount of love that you have for your baby. And yeah, it's been a really cool journey. Definitely testing my intuition, kind of listening to myself as a mother, which, you know, I was a little nervous about at first, but I feel like I'm finally getting into the rhythm. And I would say it's a challenge too. I think I thought, because I've, you know, had such a successful career, that being a mom would be kind of like being a CEO. And I was like, oh yeah, no problem. And it really humbled me. It's a different lever in my brain. And it's been really magical to exercise that lever, just really living in the present, just enjoying what's right in front of me, and just kind of getting back to those really special kind of childlike feelings, right? Like every little milestone is so exciting, and it's been amazing. So lots of Jude content, I'm sure, coming up. If you follow my Instagram, I mean, I can't help it. He's so cute. I post him all the time. So yeah, I'm super grateful to be a mom and to experience this part of my journey of life. All right, so that was my ramble for today. I've missed this space, so I can't wait to continue to catch up with you guys. I would love to kind of hear what types of things interest you that you'd love to hear from me. So definitely comment below. I know a lot of you guys are always asking about my skincare routines, hair care, if I'm still using the LED light, which yes, I am. And yeah, just kind of anything, any motherhood tips, not that I'm a pro, but maybe some things that have worked well for me. And obviously there'll be a lot of tutorials and sharing with all the things going on. I'm so happy to be back, and yeah, there's going to be a lot more long form videos coming your way. So make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed, and until next time, I'll see you soon.